What's up everybody, blessed be, my name is Mannun and you are watching Witch in the Working, where we will be discussing all things witchy in and around, throughout and about, above, below, and beyond. Please visit me on my other platforms as well, including Facebook, Instagram, and Patreon, all linked down in the description below. The full script of this video and most of the others is available on my Patreon account for download if desired to build your own Witch in the Working Book of Shadows. Also, please visit my Shopify store listed in the description below to get your Witch in the Working shirts, mugs, stickers, bags, beanies, and what have you. In this world of wonder and magic, we have many subjects and topics that have always been riding the fine line between science and mystery. Magic itself is something that we as magical people know it and love it, but the fact remains that it is a mystery as to how and why it works. We just know that it does. Others would say we're all crazy and grow up and get our heads out of our asses, as in their opinions, magic is just a falsity, not real, and a figment of our imaginations. All we know as witches, as well as the thousands of other magical civilizations over the centuries, is that magic works, for us anyways, those of us who believe in it and practice it. Science has not been able to pin it down as to why it works, but the energies partially involved in the creation and success of any particular magic is something that can and has been recorded by science. The only part that science has not been able to wrap their heads around, as of yet anyhow, is how this energy is harnessed and manipulated to change our realities in conformance to our will. This episode of Witch in the Working, we will be talking about one of these mysteries that every living thing shares. This energy representation is called the aura and the auric field. So without further ado, roll the intro. Welcome back everyone. So as I was saying, not everything in magical esoteric practices is black and white. In fact, most applications in these practices in fact lie somewhere in the spectrum of many tones of gray. I'm a strong believer that in order to be successful in, for instance, witchcraft, you must be capable of dwelling comfortably in the gray in order for magic to even exist in your perceptions. What do I mean by living in the gray? Magic and everything about it is something that has been being practiced for thousands of years and by a plethora of different cultures. In fact, I'll even go out on a limb here and say that every culture in existence to date has some sort of mystical magical practices within its ranks somewhere. Whether it be raising, programming, and dispatching energy to perform a certain bidding, calling on extraordinary beings or spirits to assist in a particular circumstance, and even altered worlds that exist between different vibrations from each other and the travel between them. These, just to name a few, is all something that exists to many, but is yet unproven by science and not perceived by the masses in general. Because these practices and metaphysical happenings are not something that is readily available to the masses in general without being trained in their perceptions or being the fortunate few to be gifted at birth with these special extrasensory perceptions, they're considered non-existent or at best taboos to the many societies nowadays in general. Especially since, again, science can't quite pin down who, what, when, where, and why these things are reality for millions, and that these things do in fact have a cause and effect in life, but only for the few that embrace them. So until science can figure it out, many non-believers pursue the assumption that it doesn't exist, and a lot of us believers and practitioners are foolish in wasting our time. All we know as witches and magicians is that we do, and it works. We don't try and pixel peep, so to speak, at why our magic works, or why we can travel between worlds, or why we can communicate with beings not of this vibration. We just know it as simply as that we do it, and it works, for us anyhow. Again, we may not know why, but we know it works for one reason or another. This is living in the gray. Living a life that is strong and our foundation is thick and plentiful, and our beliefs and our perceptions of our everyday magical world is solid and complete. In many circumstances, more solid, together, and complete than most what we would call Cowans or non-magical peoples. But we don't sit back and try to figure out as to why it works. We're more concerned with that it works, and that's all that matters. In fact, I believe that the more you try and scientifically delve into these mysteries, the more your grasp loosens on the handle of their foundations that you achieved through practice and experience. It's like gods and goddesses, whether Abrahamic or pagan. We know they work for us, but the truth or fact of their existence is not something that is scientifically proven. And I don't think science would benefit in this particular situation of proving their existence. Some things are simply better left mysteries and experiencing through faith, hope, and free will. Science has its place, but for some things like magic, I just don't believe it can do any good here in this arena. I believe part of what drives our magic in every way I described it and discussed it a few minutes ago, what really fuels it is the fact that it is a mystery left to being utilized, consumed, understood, and cast forth by the pure act of will, intent, acceptance, and most importantly, belief. The mind is the most powerful tool we possess as humans, and all of this is a manifestation from this most powerful tool known to man. So for people who individualize and have to have a reason for everything and have to nitpick at who, what, when, where, and why something works, this may not be the path for you, as you're simply working against yourself and will make it extremely difficult to grow moving forward. It's as simple as this. Some things were born in the shadows, live in the shadows, and will remain in the shadows where their true power lies. Once a proverbial light is shone upon them like a shadow, they may disappear from our grasps. Many of you may not like this and may say, well, I need an answer to why things work, and there's nothing wrong with wanting scientific answers. To these people, I say good, but realize that while you are searching for this light of answers, you are, in my opinion, destroying your very own magical practices and experiences. You should be spending more time understanding magic and everything that surrounds it by practicing it and embracing it for what it is and building your personal relationship with magic through belief, acceptance, and will. Again, if it works, it works. It is only through practice and success that I truly believe is the only way to gain a true understanding of it. This is walking in the gray. In my opinion, unless you do this, you will never be successful in magic or witchcraft. It is a necessity in order to grow. Again, science has its place for many, many things in life, but the world of magic is just not one of them, in my opinion. This being said, why have I gone on and on about this? Because the aura is one of these mysteries. What is the aura? As per Wikipedia, according to spiritual beliefs, an aura or human energy field is a colored emanation said to enclose a human body or any animal or object. In some esoteric positions, the aura is described as a subtle body. Psychics and holistic medicine practitioners often claim to have the ability to see the size, color, and type of vibration of an aura. So reality is, the aura, as just described, is not a scientific fact per se, but it is a scientific fact that every living thing has an energy field that surrounds their body, within and without, and extends to a certain degree outwards from the body. This energy is for the most part very subtle, but it is measurable. The part of the aura that is not scientifically proven is that it has color and that people can sense this auric field around themselves or others. This is where the extrasensory perception comes into play, hence the magical and mysterious side of the spectrum. The aura has been a concept for centuries in many cultures. In the East, many cultures have embraced the auric field and utilized practices, exercises, and mantras to manipulate their auras and even strengthen them to guard against negativity and foreign intolerances. In these practices, there are as well energy centers that are thought to be placed in positions throughout our bodies known as chakra centers. Depending on the system and culture, there can be any number of chakras throughout the body, each with their own distinct purpose and correspondences. Generally in the West, we've grasped onto the concept of 7 major chakras that we work with. These are the first chakra, the root chakra, located at the base of the spine, and its color is red. It provides the foundation on which we build our life, representing safety, security, and stability. Imbalanced attributes would be scattered energies, anxiety, and fear. The sacral chakra, or the sacral chakra, is the second chakra, and it's located below the navel, and it is the color of orange. It represents creative and sexual energies. Imbalanced attributes would be lack or repressed creativity, sexual dysfunction, withheld intimacy, and emotional isolation. The third chakra is your solar plexus, and it is located in your stomach area, and its color is yellow. It's the center of your personal identity, which rules all aspects of your personality, self-esteem, and ego. The purpose of your solar plexus chakra provides the body with fuel, energy, and to keep the body alive. The fourth chakra is the heart chakra, and it's located in the chest area, and its color is green. This chakra represents love, acceptance, and compassion. The heart chakra acts as a bridge between the body and the mind, and it's the home of your spirit, and love is the main energy of a healthy heart chakra. The fifth chakra is the throat chakra, and it's located in your neck area, and its color is blue. This chakra works with your ability to communicate effectively. The throat chakra is the seat of purification. A balanced throat chakra will enable your creativity to be expressed in speech or sound, clear thought, and writing. The sixth chakra is the third eye chakra. Many of us are very familiar with this chakra as witches and magicians, as I'm sure we've all heard the term opening your eye, for your third eye, for better practice of divinatory skills. This chakra is located in the middle of your forehead, between your eyebrows, and its color is indigo. It is your spiritual center of awareness and intuition. The third eye chakra is your main portal through which you can attain higher knowledge and enhanced visualization abilities. Finally, the seventh chakra. This chakra is located at the top of your head, at the crown position, and its color is violet. The main function of this chakra is knowing. The development of the crown chakra ultimately leads to profound transformation, self-realization, and enlightenment. These 7 chakras are thought to go hand in hand with the auric field of living things, and hence some theorize this is where the colors of the auric field will emanate from. So it's completely possible to see what many perceive as the auric field that surrounds living entities. The best way to do this is to position a body a few inches in front of a light-colored background. This person will stand still looking forward. The observers should stare at the person briefly, and if everything goes well, with your sight adjusted, staring at the edge of the person, like at the edge, standing against the wall, the observers should start to see a sort of glow emanate around the person's body and shaped like the person's body as well. This emanation will begin to appear a few inches from the solid body, either left or right of the body, of the solid form. It's very subtle, but can be very, very profound as well. When I was a child, I remember my friend and I had a sleepover, and we were lying in my bedroom when all of a sudden I looked at him and I could see his full aura glowing as solid and as white as can be. Except where his mouth and eyes were, it was black instead. He looked at me and witnessed the same phenomena. Needless to say, we were both completely freaked out, turned on the lights to be rid of the scary and uncomfortable occurrence. That neither one of us had any clue of what it was at the time. We literally witnessed what seemed like 2 living proverbial ghosts, as you would see in storybooks, laying across from each other. It's very rare to see the aura in this manner, and more times than not, it's very subtle and just outlines the target which you're perceiving. With practice, you can get very good at seeing and perceiving the auric field. Another great way is to look at trees off in the distance, especially those against the blue sky. This is a sure way to perceive a healthy and strong aura, as trees are living entities and have these as well. Some non-living objects will possess an aura as well, usually things that contain some sort of energy that will protrude from the object and therefore create an auric field. Most rocks and stones emit an aura as well, for instance. Now, to play devil's advocate about physically seeing the aura, psychologist Andrew Neer has written that there is no good evidence to support the notion that auras are in any way psychic in origin. Studies in laboratory conditions have demonstrated that auras are instead best explained as visual illusions known as afterimages. Neurologists contend that people may perceive auras because of effects within the brain, epilepsy, migraines, or other influences of psychedelic drugs such as LSD. I have to discredit the epilepsy, migraines, and the LSD theories because everyone I have ever trained in my witchcraft years I've taught to see and measure auras, and none of them had these conditions nor partook of LSD. Your aura in many cultures is thought to be your actual subtle body or spiritual body that is attached to your physical body by a silver cord. I speak more about this silver cord and this spirit body in my video about astral projection, linked here and down in the description below as well. It is said that when everything is going well in your life and you are in a normal state of being and your aura is strong, vibrant, and linked solidly with your physical body, in this state, you are completely protected against most outside influences and psychic negativity as well. When you're scared or sick or weakened psychically, it's thought that your auric field will be positioned off of your body, like over here somewhere, for instance, sometimes even up to several feet away. With your auric field being out of position from your physical body, it's believed that you're then susceptible to negativity and psychic attack, and even as extreme as possible possession. I've seen what I perceive as the aura and teach others to see it as well. For me, it's always white on black or gray. I've never visually seen any colors in an auric field, but thousands have claimed they can see different colored auras. These colors emanating from the target person can correspond with different feelings, conditions, and even illnesses some may be experiencing at the time. They say if you can see an auric field around a person and see a black hole or a dark area within the light aura, there's a possibility that this may be the seat of an illness or a problem. If you're working with auras and perceiving them and you do see something like this on a target person, maybe grab your witch sticks or pendulum and get a second reading over the area. I have videos on both of these procedures in the links above right here and also down in the description below. If these happen to say the same result, maybe just for a professional opinion, get a checkup from your doctor just to make sure all is clear and comfortable. You never know, and stranger things have tipped people off about a hidden illness. As far as colors of auras are concerned, there is a photography that is done called auric photography. I myself had this done about 25 years ago, and as you can see, the colors are definitely standing out. This type of photography takes special equipment and cameras and something to do with passing electricity over the photo to reveal the auric field around the person. I don't know the direct science or methods behind auric photography, but if you wish to look it up, it's also called Kirlian photography or Kirlian photography. Of course, this is useful to people as it will show the dominant or recessive colors within your auric field and give a foundation as to where some balancing or improvements need to take place. Usually the photographer is very experienced with these correspondences and translations, and part of the photography session includes having a post-photo session where she or he will explain what you're looking at and what it means. So in my personal opinion, I believe in auras, and I believe they are a real part of our magical practice. If nothing else, in the very least, I completely believe that the aura is this subtle energy that surrounds the bodies of living things, and this has been proven by science, and the scientific world is in agreement with this, as it is an actual energy that can be measured and documented. So in essence, this energy field that makes up the aura is absolutely 100% a fact. Magically, when we talk about sensing other people's energy, we are in fact tapping into their aura. Our auras as people and other living things interact all the time. When your cat's sitting on your lap, your two auras are melding and interacting, sharing an energy transfer with each other. When you're standing next to someone in line at the grocery store, there's a good chance you're sharing energy with the persons around you. Many times we can feel this. Have you ever been standing somewhere and all of a sudden someone walks by you and gives you that chill down your spine, and it's like, it just kind of makes you like, and it even makes you tense up and sometimes shiver for a moment as if shaking off the negative energy. Most likely this was due to the occurrence that your aura and energy did not get along with theirs and was letting you know to not interact with this person at this moment. Run, get away is what it's telling you. And it doesn't mean that the person was negative, just at the moment your energies and auras were at a difference with each other's, and the comfort level between your coexisting experiences is not an all-time high. If you ever feel this, or you feel flat out uncomfortable in a situation or around a person, simply fold your fingers into each other, and if you can, cross your legs as well, which is especially easy if you're sitting down. Sometimes you'll even be able to just fold your arms if you're standing, for instance, and don't want others to think you have to, you like to pee or something. This, in effect, closes off your auric field and draws it close to your body and fortifies it with roots and strength. This will protect you from any negative energy being projected by others and keep you from being subjected to it. A neat little exercise I like to work on with my students is to show them how they can measure and manipulate their auric field at will. You need a pair of witch sticks as your measuring device. This will take at least 2 peoples to accomplish, a target and a technician, so to speak. Whoever is holding the witch sticks and doing the measuring is the so-called technician, and the person being measured is the target. Have the target and the technician stand about 10 feet apart from each other. The target should be relaxed and just standing in place. Nothing special to do on his/her part. Now the technician holding the witch sticks will slowly walk forward until the witch sticks cross. Usually this will happen within about a foot or so of the target. Where they cross is how far the sticks are detecting where the auric field for this person is currently emanating to. Now the tech should step back to the previous 10 foot away position. 10 feet away position, whatever. Go back to the original spot. This time the target will imagine themselves surrounded and glowing with this auric energy, and then they will push this energy outwards, extending it away from their body, building it outwards to around 5 feet or more away. They should hold this image and really concentrate on pushing their auric field outwards. Now the technician should take another measurement. If all went well, the technician will find that the sticks now cross a few feet or more further away from the target than it originally was. And now this is because the sticks are now picking up the edge of the auric field extended outwards more, because the target has consciously willed their auric field to grow bigger and extend outwards. Once more, have the tech return to their 10-foot away position in their spot. Now, have the target cross his or her arms and feet while standing there. And technician, take another measurement. The sticks now will most likely not cross until practically on top of the target person, if at all, because now, as I previously mentioned, the target has crossed his or her arms and legs and closed off his or her aura, bringing it back into his or her body to occupy only his or her personal space for protection and solidity. Another very cool practice I like to teach students is aura pushing and pulling. Again, 2 people or more for this exercise. One person stands in front of the other with their back towards the other, as if a person was going to walk up behind the other and push them. We will call this person facing away with their back to the other the target, and the person standing behind the target facing their back the pusher. The target should close their eyes and concentrate on growing their aura. The pusher should focus and concentrate his or her auric field intertwining with the target and start energetically pushing and pulling the auric field of the target. No physical contact should be made. This is a practice in energy only. Slowly, the pusher should push and pull backwards and forwards, concentrating on his or her energy intertwining with the target and pushing and pulling them, utilizing nothing but their energy pulsing auric fields. What you'll begin to notice after a few moments is that as the pusher pushes and pulls, the target will begin to sway backwards and forwards in conjunction and rhythm with the pusher. Very cool practice, and it's a great way to sense each other's subtle energies and express the realism and importance of the auric body. Well, that's going to wrap up this episode of Witch Into Working. Have you ever seen or worked with auras? Have you ever seen the full body aura as I witnessed when I was a child? Let us all know in the comments below. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and please subscribe if you haven't already. And don't forget to ring that little bell to be reminded of future wonderful and exciting episodes to come. I love you guys and gals. Blessed be.